Hey guys, Jason here with a new review video for you guys, and I kind of apologize for the slow videos coming, but I got one today for you. So anyway, I have not done a detailed review of a combine yet, or at least not one of these spec cast combines, and they're pretty sweet, sweet little machines here. So I thought we would do one of these. So let's talk tractors, y'all. Alright, just getting down to it. These SpecCast combines are nicely done machine. They are a little pricey. You're going to pay, depending on the make, model, and all that stuff. On the cheap end, on sale, the dealers are trying to get rid of them, 40 to 45 bucks. Kind of new retail is going to be like, let's call it 60 to 70 bucks. And then sort of the hot ones are more. So that's kind of where the lay of the land is on these, if you will. So let's take a look and see if it's worth that, especially if we compare it to an Ertl Authentic, which I'm not going to do a side-by-side comparison, but I think Ertl is setting the standard, if you will, with their Authentic line, and then everybody else can either choose to exceed that or sort of choose to not meet that bar. So let's see what happens with that. So first off, just right up front here, let's just check out this nice 12-row corn head that we've got going on. And so it's a nice header for sure. And it's all plastic, and the auger doesn't roll. So that's definitely a mark against it compared to, say, an Ertl Authentic anyway. Now, it does just snap onto the feeder house. Now, that's pretty standard fare. Yeah, in this day and age, and that's kind of what you want. It stays on when you put it on, and the feeder house raises and lowers. The hood stays, or the header stays on very easily with that. Looking back here, so they've tried to put some of the framework detail. I think this is supposed to be a bit of a PTO shaft, if you will. It's not much. Underside, again, not much going on here. But all in all, if you set this header on your display, it's a nice looking header. Color is great on this header, I think, and the decal is great on this header. We've got Challenger down the side and some striping there. So in general, the header, it's okay. It's acceptable levels of farm toy maker header. The feeder house is pretty plain Jane. You do sort of get some roller detail, if you will, but not a whole heck of a lot. And while we're here, let's see if we can't get you in that cab to show you the buddy seat, the regular seat. We've got a console with, some bumps, but basically no controls, and a sort of steering wheel in there, as well as a nice windshield wiper that actually moves. That is a nice detail in my opinion, so that's some marks for it for sure. GPS globe up top and two really nice flashers. I really like the way SpecCast does their flashers. Ertl sort of just paints them on, if you will. In SpecCast, you can see here, depending on how the light hits it, we actually get this sort of translucent material, and that is really sweet, I think. So there's that. Moving around to the side, ladder detail is very nice. Nice detail there. If we look on the top, we don't really get any treading or anything like that, any sort of anti-slip stuff, but I don't know that that's a big deal. And then if we look at our ladder detail, it's thick, but it's not as thick as the Ertl Authentic, so I like that. I think that's a step in the right direction, and I don't know if you can see it there too well, but we get a fire extinguisher, which is pretty cool. So that's a big mark for them, I think. All right, now let's keep on looking here. We got mirrors. Let me show you that. Now they are reflective. Hard to see here because of the light, but they are reflective. And then, of course, the bin, the hopper, is open, and it's all black, so it's tough to see. There is some actual plastic grating in there, so it's not just painted. There we go. in there, and you get your unloading auger and all of that. So really nice detail there. Now, of course, the hopper doesn't fold or unfold or anything like it would on the real one, but I don't know that we would expect it to for, let's call it the $60 price point. All right, here is your unloading auger. Nice big unloading auger. And check out this door on the side. I don't know. I just think that's cool myself. I think that's a pretty neat little detail there. And I was going to show you, unlike the Authentic, it actually clears the side of a grain cart. So the Authentic auger just sort of swings straight out and then it doesn't clear. This clears all day long. So that is another huge plus in my opinion. All right, close that back up. Actually, let's leave that open for a second. So we've got some nice support detail there. Pretty cool. I mean, that's good stuff. We've got all sorts of detail here with your, grading, or I think it's a cooler grading. And we do get a collector's edition 2015 stamp on top. We've got ladders and all that here. Now, of course, this doesn't fold or open, so we don't get to use those ladders, but they are there. So that's pretty cool. And we get a nice muffler back here, too. Nice detail there. You've got your spreader back here with some nice detail on that. And these wheels turn, and they turn great. I mean, great range of motion, ease of turning. No complaints at all there. I think that's a really nice rear end there. Decals back here are for your lights, hazard, and Challenger, and then of course the stripes that come all the way around. Really great decal there, I think. That's just, it really pops and looks good. Well done. You can't really feel it. It's a tampo, so again, well done. You can see our clean grain auger and all of that below here. Again, the sides don't open up, but, I know Ertl's doing some of that with their Authentic, making the back end open, things like that. This doesn't, so, maybe it's a mark against it, but it's pretty nice. And then, of course, up front we get duals. Now, I don't know that these are the best wheels and tires in the world, but if you wanted to customize one of these, you could certainly do some serious improvement with these wheels and tires. But I'm not going to complain, so I think they're all right. Anyway, that is the Challenger 560E. Trying to get that back on. Whatever. So, let's give this a collector score, if you will. So, value. Okay, $60. Let's just call it that. Now, you've got a nice toy here. It's a lot of metal. It's a lot of plastic. It's got some good weight to it. It's got some good detail to it. I think it's not a great value. Like I said, I think the Authentic line is the Cadillac of this. The Case IH and the Deere Authentic combines are excellent, and we'll do one of those reviews someday on that. So I think their value would be at the upper end of the scale. I'm going to put this at a 5. I don't think it's a terrible value, but I don't think it's a great value. The collectability of this. Okay, so initially, there weren't a ton of these combines, these sort of AGCO combines, if you will, coming from SpecCast. They did some gleaners and so on and so forth, and I think at that point, a lot of people were thinking they were really collectible. But now we've got a ton of gleaner, we've got these Challengers, we've got Massey, we've got different paint jobs on all of them, and unless you just have to have the 560E, I don't know that these are a great collector value. I don't know that they're going to be highly sought after in 10 years. So with that said, let's go with a 3 on collectability. Now, that's brutal, but I kind of feel like that's where they're going to be at. Okay, detail. Now, that's where this is going to redeem itself just a little bit. I think this is a really well-detailed combine, and like I said, you could do more, but I really love the translucent flashers. I think they did excellent job on the rails, that grading in here, so on and so forth. They did a really nice job on the detail. So I'm going to go on with a 7 on the detail. Quality. Again, I think this is a really high quality toy. It's heavy, it's pretty durable. I mean, look at that. I'm tugging on that. I'm not breaking anything. The augers, swings well, it snaps back into place, if you will, and all of that. I think it's a good quality. Now, I don't think this is a toy. This isn't something you're going to play with, but I think it's good quality. So I'm going with an 8 on my quality. Rarity. So rarity and collectability certainly tie in together, but I don't. This isn't rare. If you want one, you can have one. Definitely. I mean, they're out there on all the usual websites. So rarity, not so much. So I'm gonna go with a 5 on rarity. I just feel like that's about where that needs to be. And so, if my math is correct here, that is going to give us an overall collectability score of 28. So maybe a little lower than where we've been in the past on some toys, and I kind of thought maybe this would end up around 30 once we kind of got going into it, but no, I think we're 28. So there you go. Good toy though. If you want a Challenger combine, this is the one to get. I mean, it's the only one, so, but still, it's a great toy. They did a really nice job for this. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.